Okay, this is why retro gaming sucks. Reason number 4. You can't go back to yesterday and expect it to feel exactly like yesterday. I played games when I was 12. Playing them now and playing them as an older person, it's just not going to align. It's not going to happen. It's like eating a Twinkie now versus eating a Twinkie when you're 12. They taste different. We claim that they changed the Twinkie. They didn't change the Twinkie. We changed. The bottom line is simple. Playing Galaga is not going to bring you back to the time when the person that you were trying to date hadn't ditched you yet. Playing the games you played as a kid isn't going to make you a kid again. Playing the games you played as a cool teenager isn't going to make you a cool teenager again. It's going to make you a creepy older person trying to be a cool teenager. Your hair's not going to grow back. You're not going to lose weight. You're not going to look younger. You're not going to feel younger. As a matter of fact, there's a good chance you're going to feel old. It is not going to change your life. You're not going to feel better. You're going to feel worse. Because when you look in the mirror, you're not going to see that 16-year-old. You're going to see whatever you are, you're old. And that's usually not pleasant. That girl that dumped you back in 87, playing the games in 86 is not going to undump you. It's not going to happen. It's not going to make you feel like things were better in the past, because I'm tired of hearing that things were better in the past, that retro games are better than current games. Bullshit. It's no way on God's good earth that the games today are worse than the games back then, or that the games back then are better than today. And people talk about the purity of the games, and it was all about the gameplay. And the games today are built upon the gameplay of the games of the past. Outdoor plumbing is not better than indoor plumbing. So the games of the past, Super Mario Brothers, Mario Brothers itself, these are good games that can be fun for a little while, but they don't compare to the Marios of today. Now, older people will sit there and tell you, well, when I played this, it was so much better. You were younger, and that's why you liked them. When I was younger, I played games that I wouldn't even think about playing today because I was young and they were new and they were exciting. But going back and playing them, going back and playing the Intellivision, the ColecoVision, even the NES for a lot of games, isn't that pleasant. I play for a little while and I'm like, I've got other stuff to play. We find a sweet spot between the ages of 12 and 18 when it comes to video games for the most part. We all of a sudden crown these the best games ever made. And I'm guilty of it. Look behind me, as I always say. Time Pilot back there isn't better than the shooters today. It's just not. It's better for me in some ways because it does spark a tiny little bit of nostalgia. But now I'm just remembering my remembering, as I said before. Playing Time Pilot reminds me of when I first replayed it more than it reminds me of when I played it as a kid. Getting into retro gaming, which is an expensive hobby and a time-consuming and space-consuming hobby, as you will see in my arguments, before you dive in head first, play a little emulation and see how much nostalgia comes back for you. Because I think it's more about the life you lived at the time than the games that you played. But to buy a bunch of retro games and take up all the space, or buy a bunch of retro consoles and the cartridges, you got to be ready to know that it's not going to be what you think it is. Now, if you're certain you've done this before, then fine. If not, save your goddamn money. Phone dry out.